So, but we can, I just can show you how you can do and move, further. Is everyone okay with that? Or you need QTP? How is it? Because QTP, I have software, but it's, you need to install in your system. But Selenium is, I don't say it is simple, but we can go to the real-time code. Like, you can view the code actually. That will be for you, maybe will be helpful, right? Okay. So let's see any response here. So let's try to we'll just to go through it. Later if you want, you can do it. Okay. So what we can do is here you need to install a plugin. Let's say if you are using Chrome, even if you are using Chrome, I'll send you an email. Okay, how to install this plugin? There is one small plugin called Catalan. Okay, once you install that plugin, okay. This is actually Selenium. Okay, that's equal to Selenium IDE. Okay, but those guys little bit changed it, but this Catalan does the same job. Okay, whatever Selenium used to do. So this is a small plugin, and this really don't have to install any heavy software here. Okay, and once you install it, right, where you can find it, you can find it in Chrome browser, Chrome store. Where you have store, right? Or you know what? Let's see here. Let's go here. Let me show you right actually how you can do. So once you're in this Chrome store, right? I want to type Catalan and okay, let's go Catalan Recorder. You see here, this is actually Selenium. Okay. Okay. So we can do that. You see the Selenium ID. So it's actually Selenium, and it's for Chrome actually. Okay. For the Chrome, and once you add it, you just get into the add-on. Okay, and okay, so once you do that, it just shows up here. You see this Catalan Automation Recorder. Okay, so just go to pretty quick here. Okay, now you just click on this Automation Recorder. I'll just make it short actually on this one. So we'll just not go into detail, but I'll just show you pretty quick here. So, okay. So here just here. So this is this is actually Selenium. So okay. So here you have this option of new record. This is what you'll be doing in QTP too. Even if you're using QTP, you'll be using the similar options. But here, this is pretty much flexible. Okay, this is flexible only to record your code. Okay, so we'll just go through this code actually pretty quick. Although you don't have to develop any code, but I'll just show you, and I'll give my source code too. Okay, at the end of the day, that will be your source code. Okay, this was source code. You just use this. Put in an IDE environment, so we'll be using Eclipse here. Put in IDE environment and run that code, and it's supposed to get run. Okay? Here, will not be running here because there are a lot of things here to be, set up and so many things. So we'll be not working this time, but because it requires more time to fix the issue. There are issues, not of issues. So here you have new record play, and with a suit. That means if you have multiple seats, okay, 1, 2, 3, you can use that too, and okay, and other options, play all. If you want to use pause, export. So this is a very important thing, okay. Export, okay, this is not there. So this is a very important thing because this Selenium, okay, this recorder, whatever the recorder is, automation recorder, okay, this export will help you out for your code. You don't want to write your code, right? You don't want, if you, let's say you want to write a code from Java, right? So you're not a developer. Okay, to get about a developer, if you're a tester, you don't even know what's public class and public, private classes and all those things. So nobody knows, okay? So even if they know, nobody will tell you. Okay, so nobody will tell you. So this is very important. So once you're once you export it, you can export in various forms. Okay, you can export in Java, you can export in Python 3. Only this is still Python 3, and it's new Python 5 and 6, but only you can do it with Python 3. And they can upload in many languages. Okay, we'll just try to do this in Java and see how does it work. And it's pretty complicated, so I don't expect everyone to understand everything, but you can practice. Point is, you can practice at home and try to understand it. Okay, so we go to this, and so here, you know what? We'll just go to one website. It's called SourceTheStore.com. Okay, so we'll be testing this website. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's even try with that too. So, or you can do with GM Online if you're comfortable with the GM Online. You can do with that too. So, but let's try here. Okay. Try to record this and see here. Okay, so now what happens is I'm using this. Okay, so this is Selenium. This is Catalan Automation Recorder, so you can record here, and I can use this as side by. We can use this, not really required, but I'll just use this for my better understanding here. Okay, so we'll just use. I don't require this much, but just want to see. If you want to see the code, and I can do this, and I'll just use this. This I want to see more. Yeah, so I can use this. Okay, using the one side this recorder and the other side as Okay, people are having trouble. So this is my actually the recording. Okay, and this is my thing where actually I want to record what I want to record. Right. This is the thing you're going to do here. So here. And now what I'll do is I want to click on record. So now we want to start recording. Okay, and let's try to click here. What happens? Let's see. Okay, great. Now you see that this became a green color, right? Okay, that means it's running. Now whatever I'm trying to do here, it gets recorded. Okay, it gets recorded. Now let's. I want to click here because I want to go to SourceTheStore.com. Okay, so see here it's not displayed anything here, so we'll just go back to that and click on store. Okay, I want to buy something. Let's say I want to buy something. Store. Okay, great. Okay, now if you see here, these two things have gone updated here, right? These two things here you have updated. Now I don't want to touch my browser, so I use this so that this thing does not get recorded. Okay, so I hope so. And what I'll do here is, since this option is already there, so that is a little bit troublesome for me because that thing is also got recorded, and I didn't cancel that. So what I'll do is I'll click on here. See here, command click, and what I'll type here is FirePH. Okay, and once I type it, click on search. So you see this King's Speech. I'll just click on that. Now this is getting recorded. see right the option showing up here. Okay. Now after that, actually there's still an issue. So see here that the image is not displaying, right? That should be are supposed to get fixed in manual testing. You don't come here in automation. So this is all automation. Okay. So this is actually a defect where you're not seeing the image properly. So that's a different thing. So here what I'll do is I'll just do some waiting here. Let's say click on this and cut, and I'll just click on 3. That's good. And once I do that, I'll just go to add to cart. Okay, that means now something has got added to my cart, right? But it's not displaying here. So just go to click on checkout. So all this is getting recorded if you see here. Okay. Now the problem is that thing we've got there's 2 things here, right? So okay, no worries. So we'll see here. We'll not touch anything here, and this script is here, and we are in logged in mode. So maybe we'll try to see here what happens if we try to purchase here. So we want to purchase, right? And I clicked on purchase, and this is it. Okay, so we'll stop here. Okay, this will stop here. So what I'll do is and click on stop. Okay. So, any questions so far? Anyone has any questions? So what we did is we recorded. These things you can perform in UFT2, Unified Functional Testing. That's QTP. Okay. And this is I'm showing in Selenium. This is a different thing altogether, but same thing you can perform in UFT2. The record and playbacks are all the same. Okay, so this is how you actually record in Selenium. Any questions? Okay, so you know what? Let's close this. Let's close this and see. Now I want to save my test case. Okay, this is a test case. I want to save it, right? So what I'll do is, so I'll just rename it actually. Rename it as Toaster Store, checkout. So what you'll see here, Toaster Store, checkout, and click on OK. Okay, and I want to save this. Okay. This whole sheet, okay, this comes in the suite. That means if you want to record, you can record in the whole sheet actually, okay. So I'll just record it to Toaster Store. So this is actually the suite, and this is one of the suite. So let's click on save. Let's see that this case is going to save this C. Okay. So we'll just go ahead and click on save. Now let's see. Let's see here. Let's go to Selenium. Or I'll just create a folder here just for checkout. Okay. And let's go to periods. So here what you can do is you can just click it here and click on HTML. Okay, and save it. Okay, save it. Okay. So we have successfully recorded an application, web application. So let's keep aside this and let's go back here, see what happens. Now if you see here, this is Firefox document. We really don't want to open this in Firefox, so I'll just open in Chrome. Okay, I'm just open up Chrome and see what happens. So this is the code. Okay, so this is actually the code for Selenium. Okay, this is the whole code. Okay, so let me manage this. This is what my file is, and what actually I did. That means it's showing this open. So that means I'm using this web browser and I'm trying to open it. And what did I do? I clicked on. Remember there's I clicked on store, right? If you guys remember that, so that's what it recorded. Okay, that's what it did. And what did I do? This is click on IDS. Okay, that means try to click on the left side and okay, I selected that, right? The search bar. It's the search bar. And what did I do by selecting it? And I wrote something, right? It's called fill. And I've written something and click on submitted. Remember, I submitted. And what did I do again? This search option showed up. So we did I clicked that link, the King's speech, and I give a rating here. What rating did I give? It's level 3. And then I once I put it, I clicked it on ID, submitted it, and checked out, and clicked on this. Okay, so this is the code actually. This is simple code for Selenium. Okay, just simple code. So now let's here's this. Okay. Let's close this actually. Let's close this. Now, what we try to do here is browse this on there. Now, what I'll do is we recorded it, right? Let's run it. Let's see if this thing runs. I hope it's running. Okay, so there's a problem here, right? I never went to Catalan, but it went to Catalan. Okay, so that's fine. Some issues with that. Okay. So see here, okay, that's going good. ID is trying to create, ouch, made a mistake here. So here it made some mistake because this is typing double time. So let's go here and see. So this is actually happening here because of this autofilling, right? It's trying to fill the autofill. So okay, so let's try to do it again and let's see here how it goes. So the first thing is not supposed to come as Catalan because we never went to Catalan, remember? But there's some, you have to see how to manage this. Okay. Okay. There was some issue here, so here we did it again and checked out. Okay. Okay. So let's stop here and see. This is the code. Okay. So this is the code which obviously didn't pass because you have to modify the code. Of course, doesn't work perfectly, right? You have to modify the code. And let's see. Let's how can we do that? Okay, here you can do here. Okay, this thing is good actually. No, this thing has no issues. I'm typing this value. That means it's supposed to get should be problem is with that autofiller actually. Autofiller is so much problems. Let's try to see here. Okay, so here we have this code. Okay, now we want this into Java, right? We want to export this code into Java, and once you export this code into Java, you will have more options here. So because there's some issues here, right? But when we recorded, there was no issues. We went through good, but really it's not able to play back because some other issue. So if you export this into a code format, you try to get more information what's happening. So what I'll do is click on export. Okay. Okay, great. So I have this code, all this code, okay? Right. And now I can use this J on let's do options I have. Not sure which one. So here you have this various options here, right? C#, Java, you will be using JUnit, using Java. Catalan Studio, you not to worry about that. Python 2, if you want to run your code using Python, using Eclipse, you can do that. Robot Framework, or Ruby, or XML. So you have various options here. Now let's since JUnit is already installed in my, maybe you can try this. So let's try JUnit. So it's already installed. Okay, we'll try to see here. And what I'll do is click on this and okay, save file as. Okay, once you save, click on that. And let's see here which one is stored here. Selenium, check out. Here is we are trying to save this .java format. Okay, let's click on this. Okay, let's and okay, and you can close this. Okay, so we have successfully exported that script into .java. Okay, let's view that script. Okay, we'll just view the script. Let's see what is there. This is our code. Okay, so this is your source code. Okay, this is your source code, and now you need some IDE to run this code. Okay, you need this IDE. That means, does your code really works or no? Okay, you want to, use an IDE to run this. So in this case, what I'm using is Eclipse. So I'll just use Eclipse here. So why we are using IDE? So we have already seen, right, the code is not really working in, even if it was working, that we recorded good. There was no issues with recording, but when we are trying to play back, there are issues, right? So the issues shows up because so many reasons. Okay, a dynamic web page, because things keeps changing. Okay, and all those things. So that's the thing. Every time the record and playback doesn't work. Okay, so what you want to do is export this code. Okay, you can export. This is your source code now. That means you don't have to write anything from scratch here. You see here, this is all the code you have, right? You don't have to write any code from each and single line here, but just use this code, and this is how it looks like. Okay, this is how this code looks like. Now let's. This is our exact code. So, okay, since I exported this in JUnit, so there are so many other things that you need to make sure. So this becomes a little bit complicated if you are using Eclipse. Okay, so let me show you what you want to do before putting that code into this Eclipse. So this is all you have to install here. Okay, this is a little bit we are moving more into development side actually here, because there's a lot of things in it. So first thing, the Eclipse we already have installed. Okay, this is the Eclipse, and then you want to install the latest version of JDK. Okay, that is Java Development Kit. Okay, so let's see what is that exactly. So what actually this is supposed to be a new Java. You even have to make sure that you have the new Java. So okay, so to use that Eclipse, you need latest Java Development Kit. Okay, here you go. This is the thing you want to download. It is from 8, and make sure that it's there in your system before using Eclipse. Okay, because you cannot run this Eclipse if you are not using. So this is JDK, right? Java Development Kit, and once you install it, you can install it from here. Okay, this is from Oracle. And next, you want to install this Selenium server standalone. So that is, so all this, this is simple. JDK can install in your system, and this is good. Here, this shows up for you in okay, in this library. Okay, you have to install all this into your library. Okay, so we'll not go in detail in that. That is, you want to do it by yourself once you. But these are things you want to take consideration. Okay. So let's see here. Let's go to download Selenium. You have for this Chrome, okay? So you can use for this for Chrome. And let's see here, the Selenium HQ. Okay, so okay, this is the one, guys. This is the Selenium HQ, and you want to install here a standalone. So let's see here. Okay, here you go. See here, standalone, and you want to install this, the latest version. Okay, so once you install that, that where do you want to do? Here, okay, here is actually system library. You want to put it here, all those things. Okay, so we're not going into details. That is something which is completely different to set up this into environment. But here there are some, just giving you for the knowledge thing. Okay, and then you want to install this web driver. That is to here. Web driver, you can find it here. Let's see web driver. Okay, here you go. So this is the web driver. You want to download here this web driver. You want to put Java, you can download for Java, and C#, Ruby, and Python. You can do it from here. Okay, and JUnit is required because we did in JUnit. Okay, and okay, this is the environment variables. I'll skip that one because that is used for to run your Firefox. Okay, okay. So let's let's try to run here. So although this script doesn't run, but this script is good. Okay, this script is good. This doesn't run because this needs lower version of Firefox. The newest version is Firefox Conda, so it doesn't work here. But we'll just try to see here what happens. So let's try to run this script. And if you see here, this is good script actually. If you want, you can use the script. Okay, see here, let's try to open the browser, and it actually opens the browser too. This runs on Firefox actually, with all the code you see here. This is Firefox, right? So this is the okay, great. Now here you go. It opens the Firefox for you, and this doesn't work because my Firefox is a later version, but this is what it does. Okay, it just opens the Firefox and enters whatever the information we have put. Okay, and it moves further. Okay, so here you go. So here you see here all this information. We have used, right? This we're putting it, and it's dot click. That means it will be clicking by itself. Okay, and moving into next page. Once it next page goes, it finds this. So this is what and we put it 4, and we put it 3 here, not 4. Okay, and okay, and it moves further. So dot click and goes. So this is how it works. Okay, so let's take our script here. Okay, so this is. Okay, that's a good question. What are the things we need to install in our Selenium? That's a good question. Okay, that's good. Yes, this Eclipse is a little bit complicated. Okay, I understand that. This requires a lot of work. To make this work. Tell me about to make this work. It took 1 month. But still, it's not working because after 1 month, those guys updated a new Firefox and put it Conda. So. The more you work, the things get outdated. So you keep working on it. So I worked for at least 1 month to get this. Okay. So to get only Selenium, get the code, just need only one plugin for your Firefox or to Chrome too. Okay, both of them. You see this plugin? Wait, let me run it there. Okay, this is the plugin which actually you can download from. Is it Chrome Store? So that's what we talked about this, right? I will just go. Or you know what? I'll just send an email to you can just um, and just type Catalan Ricardo, and this is what you can get it. And this is good. You see here, there's good ratings here. This is 4.6. So many people like this. This is good. Use this. Okay. Generate your script. See, the max you can do is you can generate your script. What script? Many, you can use the Java. So far we have, used Java, right? So, okay, we didn't use this yet, but we'll just go here. So you can generate in the Java, Python 3 they have, and you can use, any other IDE. So here IDE is, interactive development environment. So what's IDE? Interactive development environment. Here I'm using Eclipse, okay? Or you can use anything. You can use NetBeans, there's NetBeans, right? You can use NetBeans that also is compatible with Java. Okay, and you can also use, these guys have their own foundation, Catalan Foundation, and that's also free. These are free. Okay, all these are free. You don't have to pay anything. You need to just download it and have some knowledge and what's going on with this. Okay, so the only thing you need to get the things running, record and playback. You have to use only this plugin. That's the only thing. But if you want to do more troubleshooting of your code, then you want to, use this Eclipse here. Okay. So even to Firefox, I have not tested with Quantum. This is Firefox Quantum, and maybe it should work. This is also the same code gets generated. Let's see here. If this works for here, let's try to see here. Let's try to run here in this Firefox. And this is also available in store, this extension. We have this Firefox extension, right? You can use it, and let's try to run the script in the same thing in Firefox. Let's see what happens. This is my recorder. Let's see here. This is, we are doing for Firefox now. We have done for Chrome, right? Remember, we are doing for Chrome, and now we are trying to use the same script because we are getting error, right? Well, let's see here. We'll try to open. Let's figure it out with the source code. So this is the source code, okay? That means that there's the code where you run the script, okay? You don't have to start writing from scratch, okay? No, you don't want to public, void, public, private classes, put objects. You don't have to do this, okay? Just export your code. That's simple, right? Once you export the code, you get all the code. So then you need to do the troubleshooting. There's the problem starts from there, okay? Not anywhere else. So see here. So this is Selenium, and check out. And this is our script. Okay, great. Now this is our script, right? Let's try to run here, okay? Let's try to do how this works. I'll just click on this. So trying to get there. See here, it already navigated that URL, right? It's trying to it gets rated, and it's okay. Now it's move to the next page. Now it's trying to click on that. And ouch. Okay, the same thing is happening here. So let's try to see. So here, let's see what the code is. So here I'm typing is fifth, right? But still it's taking a stone. So something trying to type 2 times. Okay, so this value should be the 1. So it's only 1, but it's still taking us twice. Okay, that's how it is script. Okay, so what happens is, let's try to put here the whole code here in Eclipse and try to see here. Okay? So you want to create a new whole project here, but it's more complex than this. So you want to go here, create whole Java project, and you want to put it name here. Just let's not do that. Okay, that is more time consuming. We just use this and secret address. Okay. So once you put the script, so this is the script, right? This is the script which we have recorded. Okay. So if you see here, now I'm not going in detail what is a package and what we are doing. We already have the source code. Okay. So this is the source code. Now the only problem here is you want to troubleshoot what's the problem with this code. Okay. That's the only problem you have. But everything is good. Okay. We have this code ready-made. Okay. You don't have to code anything. You don't have to go to public class. You really don't want anything here. But only thing you want to do some, you want to try to understand what this code is all about and what's this trying to do. Okay. So let's go here. Now, okay. Once you have this, you will get hold of it. Okay. So this is what it's doing. And what it's trying to do, there's a driver here, so that means we use WebDriver. Okay, we use WebDriver and we used this dark click means whatever it's getting. So that means you can write your own code from here. Okay, you can start writing your code. That means let's say if something is here, this is not working. So I want to type here. Go ahead and click on driver. But if you know the web application properly, you can do it right from here. Okay, just find element, and you can try to do here. So you just not write anything here. Okay, so this is your actually the whole code. This test. You see this? This is the whole code for your whatever clickings. Whatever the buttons you're clicking there, right? Remember we were clicking a lot of buttons. Okay, that this yes button we are clicking, and then we are trying to enter some word. We will try to put this spirit, then we got this, and we could just start. We again click on this, and we got this page called this King's page. Okay, we clicked on it. So all this is in the code. This is what we were actually looking for. Okay, and this is the extension for this. Okay, so you don't have to edit anything here except just see what's happening with this here. So you want to see this actually. Why it's showing as double when we only have this 1/5 in this code. Okay, so you want to see that and what's happening here. Okay, so here let's go here a little bit. So here, if you do this, here you have this option. If you are using Eclipse and you want to try to navigate this, try to fix these issues, right? You want to fix this. There are issues here. Okay, let's see here. See here, this is underlined. So see here, this is called issues because it's saying this, Java doesn't know this, and you want to fix this. So those are the issues. So if you hover your mouse, you don't even have to do anything. Just hover your mouse and okay. Now this is something information is showing up. There's 2 quick fixes available. That means either you want to move this Java to package called example does or change the package to Firefox Browser. How do you want to do this? Okay. Now, it has these 2 options to use this. So if I use this, let's use this. Okay, let's okay. So what happened is this package got updated. Okay. There's one more issue here, right? So let's see here what's the issue. So it says that the public type, is not there, so you want to, rename it as post-code checkup. Okay, so we just do rename. Okay. Now, this few of the issues are fixed right without any coding. Okay, we didn't do any coding right here, right? Just fix it because there was some, and want to save it. Okay, so if you see here, this is a new file that got generated, test underscore case, so that you can see it here actually. So check out. So this is the one. We'll just go ahead and we see here, and this is all generated for you. Okay, we didn't do anything; just got generated. And now let's try to run it. If you see here, now there's a problem here in this code, right? We never use this. Okay, new driver, and we use Chrome driver. So you want to change it to Chrome, okay? Because we all did in the Chrome, right? We didn't use Firefox. Okay, we use Chrome, but by default, it got generated from. If you see the code too, the code too shows that Firefox. Okay, you see here Firefox driver, but we never use this Firefox. Somehow it can show up here. So that's the issue is actually here. You need to see here. Okay. Now you want to change it to Chrome browser, but you cannot really change it to driver because we really don't have driver for this. Okay. The driver here will be the Chrome driver, right? This you want to, copy this and put in the source file. Where exactly is this? Let's see here. Properties. So this is, we are going into more into development kind of work, okay? But it's, for a tester, it's not very required, but still I'm just telling you if you want to move into developer, this is what you want to do. So you go to the SRC, you see here Chrome driver, this is what you have to put it, yeah? How do you get this? You get it from here, SRC, this code was already set up for me, you want to create this, all this should be created, and how do you create? Go to the new, and put it as Java project, and here you put all the information here, okay? And once you put on the project name, where it's supposed to be, so that's how this things gets created for you, okay? And libraries, you want these libraries, okay? I told you, right? Selenium server standalone library. Okay, you want to use this, and now how do you add this? You can add it, right? Just you can import it. Import this library. That's all. You're not coding anything here, just dumping that whole library here. Okay. Oops. Okay, so these are all some are inbuilt. Some are inbuilt when you get into Eclipse. Some are already here, but some are not. Okay, and some are already libraries are created for you when you open this new project, right? When you use this, there's already some libraries. You see here this these are the options you have. This automatic library gets added for you. Few of them, not all. Which you cannot add is actually here. Selenium server and Selenium WebDriver. These two important libraries you have to. On JUnit, if you're working on JUnit, two important libraries. So these are the libraries where you put it. So that whenever it's trying to run, it pulls up from that library. Okay. So here's the problem. So what happens here is, if you see here, base URL is showing as Catalan.com, but we never use that, right? We were using this one, this URL, right? So now that's the issue, actually, right? So what you can do is you can use this and copy and paste here. So you can do that somehow. So let's try to run this. Okay, let's try to run. We never run this, right? Let's try to run. Oh, this doesn't work, but let's try to see. So it's again going to Firefox. That's fine. Although we recorded in Go. So this is supposed to run here, but this is Okay, maybe I need to figure it out. This takes little time to get it because this Eclipse is more complex, and if you're running any code in this Eclipse, you want to know a lot of things. Okay, that will take. I mean, for me, it took 1 month. Okay, to be honest, it took me 1 month to put all of these libraries and stuff. Okay, libraries and creating these source files and this packages and all those things. Um, I mean, I didn't code anything here. Of course, you're not coding anything here, but you want to make sure all these libraries and files are all there to run your script. Okay, and to make it simple, actually, that's the reason I documented this. These are the things which you want to install and put into your library files when you use this. Okay, so maybe okay, if you require this, maybe I can put in Google Drive. Maybe you can view there. Okay, you can view there and you can download this and see if it works for you. Okay. Actually, there are two libraries. Okay, there are JRE System Library and Reference Library. So yeah, you have to work on this to get all those library files there. Once you get it, you can run the script. And once you run it right, once it gets working, then maybe you can troubleshoot this few issues here. Okay, so this would be simple. Okay, this would be simple because this code is trying to say what you're trying to do. Okay, this code says that driver dot get. Since we're going to this particular URL, what you are trying to do, we're clicking to store. Okay, let's show you this code. How this is. Let's say even if I have to go to store.com, right? Let's see here. Okay, and this is my code. Okay? This is my code for this source store. And what I'm trying to do here is we are going to do this. That means HTTP sourcestore.com. Okay, that's good. This is what it's going. And what I'm trying to do is I'm going to click on store. Okay, great. That's what it means by that click. Okay, that's what it did. And I want to go here and then find ID. That means this is the ID actually. Okay, and I clicked it on that, so that's why it says a dot click. And this thing is different. Start clear. Then I tried on clicking space, right? And this is the only one word, right? But it's showing us two. That means there's some issue somewhere other. So click on search submit. Okay, so this is what we did. Search submit dot click. So what happened is we got this King's Speech. Of course, we got this, and I clicked on this, and that's what is shown here. Okay, and once this also included debating. That means it takes some time to move here, right? So, and this is what happened. And what I did is product rating, right? So this has product rating, and I clicked on 3 actually. Okay? I clicked on it and clicked on 3, right? So once I click on add to cart, okay, and okay, that's what this page doesn't get navigated. So just product rating and submit button. Okay, now I want to check out, right? Check out. So I'll just go here, check out, and dot click and input name here and submit. So that's what we did here. Purchase. So this is a submit button actually. So purchased. Okay. So this is what we did. So this is the whole code. What you are doing. This is in Java. Okay. This is your code. So this is what you were actually doing. So this is all this is a pre-generated for you. That means before running this code, this Java has fluid convoluted process, right? And they have to get all this library files and reference that library. So all this is that's what this is all about. Actually, this is okay. That means they're trying to refer this library file and get a string. Okay, string because we are using this source code with the string. whenever there's this thing, all this button stuff and all those things. So this is all, you are actually getting all this from a reference library and trying to get all this information here. Okay, so this is about this. And now this also has this, what it has to do after that. All this library file should be closed, and all these elements. So we are using elements, right? So all this is defined here. But our actual code is this one, what we are trying to do. Okay, this is for your import. Let's say you're importing all this, so referencing the libraries and all this is here, and this is the end. You want to close on this option. So this is there. Okay, so but this actually requires a lot of work. Okay, obviously you cannot get this in 1 day or 2 days. Okay, even if you know Selenium, this is quite a bit of amount of work, because this doesn't happen just like that. You need to really check out this library file, and I recommend to you to go ahead and click on use YouTube and try to see here. Just go to YouTube and check it out, seeing how to import library files. Like that. You want to go to and use how to run Selenium in Eclipse. Okay, that will give you some information, and you want to download all these libraries and dump it here so that your code works. So you want to check it out, those things, because that is something which you have to do it. Even if I tell you, this in your system it's a little bit different. You might be using this old thing, new system, because see here, even I have to. It might not be working because of Java. When Java got outdated, I need to install that too. So there's a lot of interlinked options here. So you have to do it by yourself if you're interested in Selenium. Okay, but this is how you can get the code. Okay, the more important class, the most important thing of the class is you have to get this code. So this is the code. This is the source code. Okay, this is the source code, and maybe you can also let's see here. I have put this in my. I have this source code in this also. Maybe you can download this too. Okay, go to here. My Selenium repository. Connect. This demo is there. Maybe you can try this if it's working. Okay, and this is my source code. Okay, this is my source code. This is good actually. So this, I don't know, for some reason it was not coming. I don't know why it's showing Catalan.com, but this code is good. You see here, it's showing us here. But rest of you can copy this. It's okay. This is for open to everyone. Okay, I'll send an email. Okay, and you can download this. This is the source code for. But again, you see there's a lot of input options. That means you want all these library files to be there before running it. Okay, that's not kind of developer tester work. It's kind of additional work for you to run this script. Okay, you can copy the source code. The source code looks good for me because this thing is good, but for some reason I don't know why it's showing as base here as catalog. We never went to catalog, right? So this should be good, and all this remains same. Okay. Maybe you will see something wrong with it. Okay. So yeah, you can also use this. So this is pretty much about Selenium. Okay. I should have been good if this would have worked. I would have shown you that using Firefox, but we keep working on this. They get new updates, and these things get outdated. So that's the problem with this. Otherwise, it would have been running and everything would have been good. So. Any questions? But if you're using Eclipse, it's a long way to go. It takes at least 1 month. Okay, for me, it takes 1 month. Maybe it will take more or less. But if it take 1 week, you can get hold of this you're really into Selenium, or but the code is good. The code you can export the code. That should be easy for you. But using IDE, using Eclipse is a little bit tiresome. You want to spend a lot more time to try to understand what's happening and how the code is working. Although you don't have to develop anything here, I didn't never show you how to develop an application, how to do. All the source code is ready for you. Just you need to run it, but make sure everything is ready in front of you to run this. So that's the only point. Okay, so this is about Selenium. So I wanted to show you Selenium because it's not more. Sometimes the reason because right sometimes they say 70% manual, 30% automation. So this is what automation. All this is integrated. So this is our part, right? So all this is integrated in this some code. And just run this code and start working. It opens the browser. It start working. That's automation. Okay? And again, you cannot move completely in automation without manual. Manual has to be there. You cannot move. See, for example, when we see here, right? So even if you're running everything in automation, we go back. So there is an issue, but this was not caught in this Selenium. Okay, remember? So if I go to the store here and order this, right? I have to buy this, and you see here this is option not. Is the icon, the image should be there, right? There is no image. So this is supposed to get fixed in manual than in automation. Okay, because this may not be, okay, you have these checkpoints and all those, you can do it in Selenium, or actually in UFT, but this gets skipped, okay? But this is still a bug here, okay? But this kind of bugs cannot be opened in automation. Okay, there's a point. So this is pretty much, and you can. So I'll just send email. So and also to send you this link for your Firefox extension and the Chrome extension, and you can download my source code and try to run this source code. Of course, you want to add this library before that, this reference library, as well as you can start doing, clicking from here and put this. Go to file, new, here Java project, then go to Java, and you can start working right from here and try to see how you can import it. And you want to go to YouTube for sure, because go to YouTube or try to search online, seeing that how to import these library files. Okay. And first thing is, even if you want to get this Eclipse, you want this JDK. The right up. See, mine is outdated. Mine somehow it's running. It might not even run if you don't have proper, Java. So this, see here, new file. Then you can install this, but without installing Eclipse won't work because it's built on JDK, Java Development Kit. So first thing is you have to, install this JDK, and then you have to move forward. Okay. So yeah, this is, I know this is pretty much too much. Yeah. So yeah, that was an interview question, interview requirement actually. So they'll say sometimes 70% manual and 30% automation. So what automation have you done? So you can say Selenium. Okay, yeah, I worked in Selenium. You know what? Everything was set up for us, and we just ran the script. So this is the script, JavaScript, and we used to run the script using using JUnit. So we actually use JUnit here. Okay. Actually, this is okay. This is JUnit, and we used to run through JUnit. And how do you do that? Now, actually, everything was set up for us, and since we are a tester, we used to request administrator to get installed plugins, because there's a lot of libraries and reference libraries. Our administrator used to take care of it. We used to run the script, and if any issues with the script, we used to be put in the Okay, that's how you want to say when you work in Selenium. Yes, I did work, and If any question you didn't understood, okay, so let's say they'll ask you, okay, how did you add this reference library? You know what? Yeah, that's a very good question. I used to work with my developer to add this, but most of the time administrator, because this is all administrator used to take care of it. We used to send and open an issue, and they used to add it from for us, and so we didn't actually use any packages, and we just everything was ready made, and we just ran the script, and we used to troubleshoot the script too, and if they find anything, but you know, that's how we used to do. So most of the time, as a tester, we used to run the script, but not, um, troubleshoot anything in the script. But we used to open defects. For that reason, we use the Selenium. That's what you want to say if you don't know some answer, because all this, when you work at the work environment, all this will be set up for you. Actually, most of the time, it will be set up for you. Okay. So you don't have to do all this work actually. Technically, you don't have to do it when you're working as a tester, Selenium tester. If you're a developer, of course, you want to do all this. This is a developer job most of the time. So that's what you want to do. Okay, if somebody asks you a question, you want to say this. It was the administrator actually, we used to work with the administrator because there was some issues with the scripts too. So, we used to work with them and install any libraries here because there's a lot of libraries. Um, and our administrator will take care of everything. So we used to just run the script. Okay, so that's what you want to say. Because this also includes development and you don't want to go into development. So if you don't know any development questions, you want to say that, okay, I used to work with a developer. The developer used to help me out. And for some reason, if I was not able to do it, admin guy, because developer told me to check up with admin because there's some libraries or packages were not installed. So admin used to do because I didn't, as a tester, I really didn't have access for that because all this access, developer point of view. But since I'm not a developer, I'm a tester, so all this testing was just ran the script and report any defects, and I, if my test case would have been great. This is what you want to answer. If you don't know any development, no worry. Okay. Any more questions? Actually, this is it connects too many things actually. One class is of course not enough. Unless you're going as a developer, okay, you want to need more information. But for testing perspective, this should be good. Provided you have all these libraries and everything is ready for you. So tomorrow is our last class, okay? So we'll discuss about this certification, the people, and also I'll just go. Actually, but we'll just discuss about this ETL perspective because I'll just go to the detail because a lot of people are having hard time, right? So we'll just go to this ETL so that from 25th, that is your ETL classes start, data warehousing, that will be way more hard. So I'll just give you some heads up so you'll have some basic idea, even if you don't understand, so that you can able to, take the class. Any more questions? Okay, so I'll send an email. I'll try to see if I can send you that too for reference libraries. What you need to install, and actually it has to be that particular location. You see here, go to the properties. This is actually created in particular location, which you can make your own choice here. But once you made it, you have to, see here, space, this is nothing. Drivers, basically all drivers should be in this location. And this location gets created for you automatically, but you just need to find out. Okay, you have to find out, just go to here, go to properties and see what is the location. Okay. So actually, a lot more than what actually it is, but just an overview. So okay, if no questions, can we close this class for today? Okay, thank you guys.